The simple fact is internal combustion engines predate gasoline. So the first internal combustion engines primarily were fueled on alcohol, and that alcohol was made on farms.
The original cars, like the Model T and the Model A, were alcohol cars that would also run on gasoline. They were FlexFuel vehicles. One of Henry Ford's earliest mass production vehicles, the Model T. And this vehicle came right from the factory back in 1911, flexible fuel. Way down here toward the bottom of the engine, this is the carburetor. Adjust the air-fuel mixture of the vehicle from alcohol to gas. Screw in this case, the metering needle so that we could run it on gasoline, or we could turn it out like this to run it on alcohol. So right here below the steering wheel, I can go ahead and adjust the spark timing to race car levels and be able to run Model T at a much more efficient rate than I could if I was on gasoline timing, which would be up here. Yeah, typically you're looking at 60 cents to $1 cheaper than gasoline when you're using E85. So here you are, 99% pollution free, no carbon in your engine. Your oil probably doesn't turn black. Your engine life is triple what it's going to be on gasoline. And alcohol's 105 octane, and it's 60 cents to $1 cheaper. I think the oil companies have a real problem here.
Now, do vehicles like this, do they actually perform better with alcohol, or do they get better gas mileage? Are there any statistics like that?
Well, it's very interesting. Alcohol in a normal vehicle or a FlexFuel vehicle like this typically experiences at least a 10% increase in horsepower. So that's a little better performance. You also typically will experience about a 10% drop in mileage. But for the most of the time that we've had E85 pumps, alcohol has been considerably cheaper than gasoline. So the 10% drop in mileage doesn't hurt your pocket.
Give us an idea of what the purpose is there.
Well, a lot of folks don't even know that alcohol is available at the pump, and we're going to show you that it is. So what we're putting into the tank here is fuel that was made in America. By making farmers part of the energy supply, we're making farming a sustainable job. And so there's a lot of reasons why I'd rather give my money to farmers than to sheiks or transnational oil companies. In other words, farmers produce the plants that make the alcohol that goes in our cars.
You only make alcohol out of corn, or how do you address that?
Well, alcohol can be made out of many things, and corn is actually a fairly mediocre energy crop. We're using it today because we have a big surplus of corn. But if we start looking at alcohol as the main event versus animal feed, which is what corn's grown for, many crops produce many times the yield per acre of corn.
There's also something really interesting in this conversion box that you can put in a car to make your car run on 100% alcohol. Is like a tiny little thing. And it's amazing.
That's what your car has on it.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's this little tiny thing.
I converted my car. My wife wants to do the van next, and we're just ecstatic about David's movement, and we're just wishing him the best and hope that we can really spread the word this year.
Awesome job.
Yeah. So right here, this is the box. This tiny little thing is the thing that makes it able to run on 100% alcohol. Come on, Dave. Let's blow this popsicle stand.
Now, I saw you on YouTube the other night.
So, there's gasoline. Now let's light alcohol. You're going to see quite a difference over the next few minutes. The alcohol is actually lit right now, and what you're going to see is the difference between the combustion of both. Now, if you take a look over here at the gasoline, you'll see lots of smoke coming off it. If you look over here, you'll see that alcohol has no smoke coming off. Alcohol is one substance, and because it has oxygen in it, it burns almost completely and does not make all this nasty pollution. So with alcohol, we're able to not say internal combustion engines are bad. The only problem with internal combustion combustion engines is the fuel.
Oil has been very useful for the last 100 years, but it's got a lot of problems. It's toxic, it causes climate change, and it runs out because it only happened once in the history of the planet. But alcohol is made from solar energy, and we have more than enough land to produce what we need, and we can produce it forever, because any farmer can produce the fuel, sell it to a neighborhood station that people set up themselves, like we're currently doing in Santa Cruz, and cut the oil companies completely out of the system.
It's a must read, it's a good read. I suggest getting the book, read the book, love the book, use the tools that are in it to get yourself off of foreign oil and save yourself lots of money. But I'll show you my kit here. It's velcroed on. So just hook into your fuel injector wires here. All it does, it just intercepts your computer signal and just makes an adjustment for alcohol.
So the computer says how long that valve should stay open and closed to deliver fuel to the engine every time it squirts. So what the kit's going to do, that Ed's going to be installing, it's going to intercept the signal from the computer. That signal will go through our computer, and our software will tell it, hey, you need a little more fuel, and so it'll send a different signal to the fuel injector than the one the car's computer did.